What's going on, beautiful people? Happy Monday. Welcome on into the Sports Forum's NHL and NBA playoff show. This obviously is the Monday edition, so covering all Monday games here, NHL and NBA. A lot of teams here looking for a 2-0 lead. Some other teams looking for a 2-0 lead on the road. Other teams looking for their first game of the series. Just a lot of fun stuff going on here in the playoffs so far. I'm your host, Riggs Tamburo. Once again, we are the Sports Forum at Sports Forum CO. You can find us there on Instagram and Twitter at The Sports Forum on YouTube. Do us a big favor. Click that subscribe button. Drop a like. Drop a comment on some videos if you like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing. If you agree. If you disagree. We want to hear from you guys, man. So feel free to chime it up and come have some convos. Also, sportsforummedia.com for you guys is our website. Tons of articles up for you right now. We got some big giveaways coming up, some other show announcements, etc. So make sure to check that out. And finally, if you are watching us on Roku and Fire TV, we appreciate you guys. We are on the 12-Ounce Sports Network. And if you don't watch us already and you have Roku and Fire TV, go ahead and shoot us a DM. We'll help you guys find it if you can't find it. But make sure to check us out and find us on there as well. Now, with that said, kicking things off here with the NHL, we got the Canadiens taking on the Washington Capitals. Capitals home ice here in this one. This is one of the few series that has not begun yet. So game number one of this series here, Capitals coming in. Ovechkin, the leading goal scorer all time now in the NHL, taking that little crown jewel from Wayne Gretzky. So a lot of momentum here coming in from the Capitals. A lot of people kind of jumping on the Caps train who, hey, I'm going to just say it right like it is. I've been on the Caps since before the season started. Everybody else is jumping on them now that Ovechkin's breaking records and doing different things. So be careful because they're kind of becoming a public betting team all of a sudden. But that said, the Canadiens snuck their way on into the playoffs here, but they got a tough task here on the road in Washington for game one. Canadiens here, obviously, as you can see, plus 164 on the money line. This is coming off of DraftKings. You can find the odds varying a little bit on a few different books, but Capitals basically a minus 200 favorite here, minus 198 to be exact. And the over-under in this game on DraftKings is over-under 5.5, minus 135 here on the over. So a juicy plus 115 odds there on the under if you're willing to do it. That said, some other books have it at 6. So maybe if you're someone else that wants that push on the over or the under, go ahead and find it at 6. You can get your odds there. So all that said, we are going to move on over here, guys, to the goalie matchup in this game because it's a pretty good one, to be quite honest. You got Sam Montembeault taking the mound here for the Canadiens. The net here for the Canadiens. I talk too much baseball. 30, 24, and 7, 2.87 goals allowed on average, 89.8 save percentage. Typically, you got to be in the 90 percentile there if you want to be considered a great goaltender. Well, 89.8, it's as close as it gets, to be honest with you. But for me, I don't get impressed until I see a 91% or better. 3 shutouts this year for him. On the other side, Logan Thompson taking the mound for the Capitals. I'm interested to see this one. I know it says unconfirmed on both guys. I would be pretty surprised if it wasn't these two goaltenders, to be honest. But I've seen a little bit of fluctuation and a few rumors that both of these teams might not go with this guy here in the net. So make sure to check on that before game time. But 31, 6, and 6 here for Thompson. 2.54 goals allowed on average. A 91, there it is, save percentage for him. And only 2 shutouts so far on the year. So both these guys, very, very busy this year. Both these guys playing really well. A little bit more goals allowed on average for Montembeault. Also a worse percentage, but 1 more shutout. All that said, guys, pretty even goaltending matchup, but you got to give the nod here just barely to the Capitals. Also, home ice for the Capitals. Offense, in my opinion, goes to the Capitals. Defense goes to the Capitals. Power play goes to the Capitals. The one thing the Canadiens do a decent job at is defense. They've been doing pretty good. If Montembeault is playing and he is on in this game, I think they're going to be actually pretty solid here defensively. The Capitals are good, but they're really only a top-line team. Their second team, third team, they do decent, but there's not too much danger here for Montreal, to be completely honest. On the other side, though, there's not a lot of danger outside of the top line. If you're the Capitals here, yes, they have Cole Caulfield on their team. Yes, they got a couple other pretty decent dogs out here. But overall, man, there's not too much here. Suzuki, one of my favorite guys here on the Canadiens, very dangerous player. Do have a side bet for you guys coming out on him in just a minute. But it's relatively even, but the Capitals hold the edge here, especially with home ice in nearly every category. We're going to go in this game with the Capitals to take game number 1. Now the puck line plus 130 on the minus 1.5. I don't hate it, but I think this could be a decent game, to be completely honest with you. We haven't really seen the Canadiens do a lot in the playoffs as of late, so don't really know a lot there. This is also the best Capitals team we've seen go into the playoffs in a pretty long time, so I can see the difference. I don't hate the 1.5, but for me personally, I'm going to go Capitals to win this game and find a parlay piece for it later on. Over under the 5.5 here. Got to be honest with you, man. If your book has the 6, I think I lean towards the under in this game. Could it be like the Golden Knights game last night, 0.0 seconds left, a puck goes in and the under turns into the over, and the puck line goes from the plus 1.5 team to the minus 1.5 team getting it? It could happen, and that's why I don't love the over-unders in the playoffs, because teams really do pull goalies and kind of go for it all because they need to win at the end of the day. So there is those empty netters. So it makes me lean towards the over 5.5. But once again, if I'm looking at 6, I think I'd lean towards the under here. A 3-2, 3-1 game makes a little bit more sense, but it could be 4-3. So, hey, pick your poison on that one. Finally, the player prop I really like in this one is Nick Suzuki to record a point for the Canadiens in this game. I do think they're going to score right about 2 goals here. I guess they could get to 3. If not, they only get to 1. At that point, though, the dude is all over the ice. He's the leading point scorer for the Canadiens this year. It's actually not Cole Caulfield, which is pretty interesting. I really like him to record a point here. You could get an assist at plus money. You could get a goal at really juicy money, or you can get the point. And I got another parlay piece for you for that one coming up here shortly with another guy in another game. So Suzuki to record a point, Capitals to get the dub. I'm going to say over 5.5, but approach with caution on the over-under. Good luck to you guys in that one. Moving on through here, we got the Jets taking on the Blues. I'm excited for this game here. Obviously, this is game number 2 of this series. The Jets did take game number 1. It was pretty back and forth. The Blues actually looked pretty decent for the first period. And then in the third period, the Jets really kind of took off on them and put the nail in the coffin, didn't let them come back in the game. It was a decent game, but the Jets did show that they are the better team. Also, a lot of people came in on the Blues in that first game. And I know a lot of people are trying the Blues again here in this game. I don't blame you for trying the Blues, but at this point, if you took them in the first game, you're not really playing with house money anymore if you try to go the other way. Excuse me. So the Blues coming in plus 160 on the money line, Jets minus the 192, over under, pretty much the flip of the last game here. Once again, a heavy set number on the over-under, minus 135, this time on the under in this game. So the over, pretty juicy if you're liking goals to be scored. Now, I will say, if you're a Blues bettor, you should be leaning towards that over 5.5 there. The Blues, the one thing that they have been decent at doing at times is offense. They have put up 4, 5, 6 goals a game in a lot of periods, especially leading up to the playoffs. The problem is I'm not a Blues guy. So I'm not really the guy, if you're looking for someone to go take the Blues, take the over, Blues win 5-3. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because it very well might. I just don't think it's going to happen here. The Jets on the other side, we're going to pull this goalie matchup up here, and I'm going to show you what I mean when I say I'm a little bit worried to go against the Jets so heavy here. Looking at this one, you got Jordan Binnington. If you paid any attention to the, well, what was it called? The Four Nations, you saw a lot of Mr. Jordan Binnington. He's a really, really good goaltender, but you also saw that boy Connor Hellebuck, which is kind of funny when you look at the two teams that they're playing for right now. Hellebuck comes in here 47, 12, and 3 on the year. A beautiful 2 goals allowed on average, 2.0. That's insane for Hellebuck. 92.5 save percentage, 8 shutouts on the year, arguably the hottest goaltender in all of the National Hockey League right now. On the other side, Jordan Binnington. Once again, I respect Binnington, just not my kind of goaltender. 28, 22, and 5, 2.69 allowed, 90 save percentage, and 3 shutouts as well. You compare that to most other goalies, looks pretty good. Just doesn't look good next to Connor Hellebuyck, who in my opinion is just a step better than him, kind of all around the board here. So for me, as much as I respect Jordan Binnington, I got to give the edge here to Connor Hellebuyck. Offensively, even though the Blues can get hot, I give the offensive edge to the Jets in this game. I clearly give the defensive edge to the Jets in this game. The Jets, man, they're just too stacked for me. Once again, a lot of people going to try the Blues here. I don't blame you, but I'm not one of them. Give me the Jets to go ahead and win this game. The -1.5, I don't hate it. It's plus 142. If you can find it at plus 150, I think you're starting to find a little bit of value there. But this could be an overtime game. This could be a 3-2 gritty kind of game. So me personally, I'm going to go Jets to win. But if I had to pick, I guess, on the puck line, I'm not laying -170 with the Blues, especially with empty netters. So I would take the puck line here with Winnipeg. If you think Winnipeg's going to win, you might as well try them to win by 2. Good luck to you in that one. But the Jets win game 2, take a 2-0 series lead, and I think things start to get really fun in this series. Over under the 5.5. Look, man, I just talked about how great both of these goaltenders are. So for that reason, I kind of want to tell you guys to go ahead and go with the under 5.5 in this game. But you're starting to really play with fire here. We've just seen so many empty netter goals already in the couple games that we've had in the playoffs. I'm a little bit worried to go under, but I can't get myself on the over here because I'm not betting on the Blues. So I'm going to go with the under 5.5 in this game and the Jets to win. Good luck to you guys in game number 2. Game 3, Avalanche Stars. Here we go. Everyone was so excited for this series, but the Stars have shown, especially in game 1, that they're not the same team without Jason Robertson here, and they still will obviously not have Jason Robertson in this game. Stars come in a plus 125 favorite on their home ice in game number 2 after dropping the first game to the Colorado Avalanche. Avs kind of stuck it to them 5-1 there. Now in this game, Avs come in minus 148, call it minus 150 on the road. Look, I get the line, 100% understand it. I just don't like the line, to be completely honest with you. I feel like the Avs are getting a little bit too overhyped. People are buying a little bit too heavy into what's going on here. Let's not forget that Roope Hintz and a few other great players are on this Stars team. They're not cooked here, man. They still got Jake Ottinger in net. We'll go over the goaltending matchup in just a second, but do not sleep on the Stars, man. Everyone's kind of acting after game 1 and the Avs kind of stuck it to them and whatever, that this series is already over. This series is not over. Do not get it twisted. Now, if the Avs win this game, this series is basically over because next you got to go to Ball Arena. Everybody knows how big of an advantage it is to play at Mile High, especially in a very, very difficult duration sport. Holy smokes, man, it's late. It's hard to go to Colorado, not only the atmosphere, but the altitude, and win hockey games, especially when you're down and out and things aren't feeling great. If they go over there and the Avs take game 3, it's done. So they are relatively up against it here. I'm not going to count out the Stars yet, but does that mean I'm going to take the Stars in this game? Well, let's take a look here really quick at the goaltending matchup. In this one here, like I mentioned, you got Jake Ottinger taking the net for the Stars per usual. Dude's an absolute dog. One of the best year in and year out. 35, 18, and 4 on the year. 2.61 allowed on average. 90.8 save percentage for him. 2 shutouts on the year so far. On the other side, Mackenzie Blackwood, who's been phenomenal for Colorado since joining this team. 28, 21, and 6. 2.55 goals allowed on average, 91.1 save percentage, and a 4 shutout little number there for him. Shockingly, Mackenzie Blackwood appears to be the better goaltender so far this season, but I'm not counting counting out Jake Ottinger. It was a tough game for him in game one. Couple got by him that he just doesn't really let go by him. One of them was a great shot from McKinnon, but it was also such a weird shot that it looked like a dud, but I think it was just an off-speed kind of knuckleball, if we were talking baseball, kind of shot that he had there. And I think Ottinger is just frustrated up against it. His offense didn't do much to help him out here. And he understands fully now that he's going to have to hold the Avs to about 3 goals or less if they want a chance to win this game. And I do think he finds a way to go ahead and get that done. So close goaltending matchup. I want to say based on numbers that Blackwood is the better goaltender, but I'm just not going to say Blackwood is a better goaltender than Jake Ottinger. So we'll call it a wash in the goaltending category. Offensively, it'd be closer if Robertson was playing, but the Stars are better. Defensively, player for player, the Avs are better, but as a unit, I do like the Stars a little bit better here defensively. So with all that said, it's relatively a wash. The Avs have the edge, but the Avs aren't at home. Stars are desperate. I'm taking the Dallas Stars plus 125. Dogs on the money line to go ahead and win this game. If you take the Avs, hey, good luck to you. But I think at that point, you have to lay the puck line here at the -1.5 at plus 170. There's just no value in Colorado -150. It's too much risk for reward in this game. So for me, it's Stars, or I'm not touching the winner in this game. Over under 6.5. First game did go towards the over of the number that was listed. I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to take the under 6.5 in this game. It's going to be a close one. Could there be an empty netter? Sure. This has 2-2 overtime or 3-3 overtime written all over it. So I'm going to lean towards the under 6.5 goals. I just think Jake plays better. Now, my only fear with the over-under is I think the Stars offense is going to do a little bit more than they did last game. So it's going to be real close, but I lean towards the under 6.5. It's a playoff game between two great teams. You tend to see guys get a bit more physical, kind of lock down a little bit on the defensive end. So Stars to pull the upset plus 125 and the under 6.5. Also, this is the parlay piece for the Nick Suzuki point. We're going to go Nick Suzuki to record a point in the Canadiens game, and we're going to go Nathan McKinnon to get a point in the Avalanche game. Parlay those together. Got yourself about plus 110 odds. Very juicy there. And we're kind of hedging ourselves with the McKinnon play in this one. So good luck to you guys in game number 3. Last NHL game on the board. We got the Oilers taking on the Kings here. The Oilers on the road. This is game 1 of the series here. Oilers plus 105 on the money line. Kings minus 125. Interesting, though, you can find the Kings on a few other books at minus 115. That's the exact number that I got this at just a few hours ago. So I like the Kings minus 115 in this game. Now, spoiler alert, but hear me out. Hear me out. Everybody's on the Oilers in this game. I don't blame you. I get it. Draisaitl is supposed to be back in this game, which is a massive addition for the Oilers. But the Kings are the best home team in all of hockey, followed by the Winnipeg Jets. But the Kings are the best home team in hockey right now. They also show a very significant difference in at home versus on the road. When they go on the road to Edmonton, I'm going to think twice about betting on the LA Kings. But right now, I just like this team. I do think Draisaitl coming back is important, but it's going to take a little bit of time for him to just get back in it. You can't just walk into playoff hockey on the road and just be the exact dude that you were right before you went out. It's just not going to happen. But still, I'm not going to write off Leon Draisaitl, one of my favorite players in hockey. Stuart Skinner taking the net here for the Oilers, 26, 18, and 4, 2.81 goals allowed on average. He's pushing that 3 number, so I don't love that. 89.6 save percentage and 3 shutouts. On the other side, a great year for Darcy Kemper. Love seeing this guy thrive. 31, 11, and 7, 2.02. Goals allowed on average, 92.1 save percentage and 5 shutouts. on the year for him. So, ooh, baby, this is a fun goaltending matchup, but there's a clear better goalie here, and it's Darcy Kemper. You can say whatever you want about Kemper. Some people believe in him, some people don't. Kind of how I am about Binnington. The difference is I actually like Darcy Kemper. So I'm going to go Darcy Kemper here for the goaltending advantage. Defense, 117.14 billion chance that the better goaltender here is Darcy Kemper. I've heard the argument over the past few days that Stuart Skinner is a better goaltender. He is not. Do not fool yourselves, folks. Darcy Kemper is better. You need me to blow it up for you again? It's right there. Do not overthink this one. Now, offense, that is where the Oilers are the better team here, especially with Leon Draisaitl, Connor McNasty out there for the Oilers. Also, the Oilers continuously are told, kind of like the Maple Leafs, that they just can't get it done, and they just can't get it done, and they just can't get it done. So I'm not saying that they're not going to come out flying here, but if the Kings play their game, I believe they're the better hockey team in this game, especially game one in LA. So give me the LA Kings on the money line. Once again, minus 115 for me. Over under 5.5 goals. It's a tough one. It's pretty much a pick 'em here at a minus 110, depending where you're looking. I'm leaning towards the under here, but that is because I'm on the Kings. And I feel like if I go under, I'm probably most likely selling myself to go 2-0 in this game or 0-2. Because if the over hits, the Oilers probably won. And if the under hits, the Kings probably won. Well, I'm on the Kings and I'm on the under 5.5 here. So good luck to you guys in the final of the 4 NHL games on the board. Got about 8 more minutes here. Time to hop on over and talk about what's going on in the NBA world. Man, the only game we've seen so far, not only that was close, but went to overtime, is the Nuggets and the Clippers. We'll talk about that one here in just a second, but there's one game and only one game before that game, and that is the Knicks and the Pistons. Pistons had them where they wanted them, man. They walked into New York. They had a lead on the Knicks, and they just choked it away. Not only did they choke it away, but they choked away the cover of 7 points, which was just crazy, and they didn't get it done. They just went cold in the second half, kind of like we saw happen yesterday. So all that said, man, Pistons come in now plus 205 on the money line here, a 6.5-point dog. Knicks, 6.5-point favorite, minus 250 on the money line, and an over-under of 221.5. Now, do I think that Cat and the boys are going to go on another 21-0 run to close a game out? No, personally, obviously, I do not think that. But all that said, I do know that this is a very dangerous team, and I do believe that there's a world that the Knicks can get hot again. The question is, can the Pistons get hot as well, and can the Pistons slow down some of those hot streaks? Well, they're going to have to, or it's going to be a damn long game and a long flight home if they don't figure something out. The Knicks in this game, man, to me, they have the better star players. They have a bit of a more put-together unit. The Pistons have struggled this year on the road a little bit, but the Knicks have also had their moments as home favorites where you're just like, what the hell is going on? It happened in the first game. Now, they found a way to win in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left when they went on the 21-0 run. But until then, bro, they were about to lose to the Pistons in game one. So I don't really love everybody writing off Detroit in this game. I'm going Detroit Pistons, but I'm taking the first half plus 4.5. You can find that number on a couple different books, minus 110, minus 115, whatever. It's a very simple bet. Pistons plus 4.5 in the first half. They were there in the first half in the first game, and it was the bench that ate them alive and them getting tired late on the road in a very, very raucous environment there in New York. So I'm not going to play that game this time. I'm going to take the Pistons in the first half. If they're not within 4 points in the first half, they're going to lose the game anyway. So I like the Pistons plus the points in the first half, but I like the Knicks to win the game on the money line. Parlay piece here. Maybe grab one of those NHL games, the Capitals, or if you want to go Capitals or whatever the other game was, take them on the money line and go ahead. The Jets, there you go, and put it with the Knicks on the money line. Great parlay for you, plus money, whichever team you pick. Good luck to you in that one. Over under 221.5. Don't love either number here, but I lean barely towards the over in this game. If it hits the under, it's most likely because the Pistons only put up about 102, 104. So all that said, I don't love the over-under, but I would lean towards the over in this game. Most importantly, Pistons first half plus 4.5 and the Knicks to win. Then we got the Clippers and the Nuggets to close things out for the day. The Clippers, once again, on the road at Ball Arena. They are in a pick'em, but technically the Clippers are the favorite here. Now on DraftKings, it's one of the few places that it's actually not relatively a pick'em at the moment. Nuggets basically plus 100, Clippers minus 120, over under is 217. Let me remind you, it was 98-98 when it went to overtime in the first game. So the over under wasn't even close to hitting in the first game. 222.5, the game finished with 222. So even with an overtime period that had 26 points scored, it missed by half a point. They've brought it down 5.5 points, 6 points, whatever, depending where you were looking. Now it's 217. Still feels a bit high, but you look at a few of the matchups so far this season. Prior to the playoffs, these teams met 4 times. I want to say 3 of those games, it went over the total of the 217. So I get why it's still there, but the Nuggets, they did struggle a little bit to keep Jokic in open areas, open space. The Clippers did a really nice job of locking him down. Aaron Gordon did step up. Aaron Gordon been stepping up. So keep an eye on Aaron Gordon in this game. Also got 2 player props for you in this one. Anyway, though, getting to the game, man, oh man, it's a hard one to call. If it was a pick'em, it'd be a very hard game. However, I'm surprised that the Nuggets are a plus 100 money line team in their own house. You could argue, well, the Nuggets got kind of lucky at the end and they had to win it in overtime. Sure. But you could also say Russell Westbrook gave away about 4 buckets on his own. They could have been anywhere from 8 to 12 points. So in my opinion, the Nuggets actually shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. I don't love the Nuggets in this game, but I'm not laying minus 120 with the Clippers. So if you're going to take a winner, juice it up even more, brother. Don't even take the Nuggets on the money line. Take the Nuggets by 1 to 10 points plus 225. Oh, it's juicy, baby. Take the Nuggets plus 225 to win by 1 to 10. Or, to be honest with you, if you like the Clippers, do the exact same thing with them. You can take the Clippers by 1 to 10 points at plus 200. So however you want to cut the cake, don't take these teams to win. Take them to win by 1 to 10 and get some value behind your money. You should not be betting a minus number in a game that's this hard to call. So just my advice. Good luck to you there. Over under the 217. Golly, this is a close one. I do think 98-98 was a little bit low scoring, but even if you give Westbrook 10 extra points, let's just say, and it was 108-98, and you put a couple more shots in for the Clippers, you're still not over. My gut tells me the over 217 is the number here, but under is holding all the value. 84% of the bets are on the over here. I get the over. I just can't do it. I'm going to lean towards the under 217 here, but you can find this number up to 218.5 right now. So do your homework and try to find that number. Finally, the last 2 player props for you guys. We're going with Aaron Gordon over 15.5 points. Quite frankly, I think the odds makers effed up here. 15.5 points is ridiculous. He scored 18 plus in 3+ games, 33 points in one of those games. I don't really know why they have him here. Maybe they think Jokic is going to take off this game and they're not going to need AG as much. But then what does the line say? It says the Nuggets are going to lose. So it's a weird one for me. I like Aaron Gordon over 15.5. And I also like Zubac for the Clippers over 16.5 points. A little bit surprised there. I think his line should be closer to 18.5. 16.5 holds some value. So take both those guys for their points over in this game. Going to wrap things up though, guys. Good luck to you. It's getting really fun out here. NHL and NBA playoffs, also a ton of MLB games going on today. So good luck to you there. But all that said, I'm Riggs Tamburo, sports bettors. Check out winnable.com/blitzbetting. We got you guys covered all the time there with the sports bets. Sportsforummedia.com. Our writers do a phenomenal job. Guys, go ahead and go check their work out. Get some free picks on those articles, and good luck to you. Until the next show, this is What's Your Take. I'm Riggs Tamburo with the Sports Forum. Good luck, everybody, and happy Monday.